Hey there, fools. Big T here, and I'm back with another video. And this video is me thinking about 2020 for Nintendo on the Switch and what I would like to see, what I would hope to see next year, this being the end of 2019. I just started thinking about it, and yeah, so let's get into it. Now, you guys all know probably that I wasn't a huge fan of 2018. 2018 was actually a pretty good year on Switch for third party, and so that was good. I was happy about that. But what I wasn't happy about is Nintendo, their own in-house output on the Switch. I wasn't too happy about it, because if you think about it, as far as major releases go, what did we get? We got Smash and was it Mario Party? I think that was it. And Smash didn't come out until the end of the year, basically right at the end of the year. Might as well have been 2019, which is why it was basically nominated for Game of the Year for 2019 instead of 2018. So you had Kirby earlier in the year, and that was, that's not a major title. I like Kirby games, and even though I liked them, this one was kind of disappointing because the game is like, Kirby games aren't hard. They've always been easy. But this game almost plays itself with the Star Allies. So you can just kind of walk through and your allies will take care of everything on the screen. And, but the game is still solid. It's a well-made game, visually beautiful. I just wish there was more in the way of exploration and just not difficulty, but at least something that would add to the challenge, finding certain special things here and there that are a little harder to find in the level and whatnot. But like I said, I got my third party on Switch. I played some pretty fantastic games. One of them that sticks out to me that I played in 2018, a sweet little game called State of Mind, and I thought that game was fantastic. It's a, what people would probably call a walking simulator, but it's a story-based, story-driven game, and I thought it was fantastic. Love the art style, love the world, really good. And we also got Starlink that year, which I really enjoyed. I put about 100 hours into that game. That's still stuff I want to do. And I bought a lot of the ships and extra figures, and that game, it kind of felt like a first-party game, even though it wasn't, because of the Star Fox aspect. I played solely as Star Fox in that game, so it felt like a Star Fox game in many ways. So, but that was pretty much it. Now, 2019 was pretty fantastic. A lot of great releases: Astral Chain, Luigi's Mansion, Fire Emblem. I still haven't gotten 3 Houses. And Super Mario Maker 2, like really great stuff, and some nice DLC characters for Smash. One huge surprise being Banjo-Kazooie, which was amazing. And just a really good year, third party and first party wise. So my fear going into next year is that first party, will be weak. Third party will be probably as good, if not maybe a little better. But I think the third year is wrapping up. It'll be wrapped up in March, and we'll be going into the 4th year of Switch. It's crazy to think that. But yeah, so 3 years. The console will be 3 years old in a few months here. And usually that's the year where you really start to spread your wings on a console, if it's doing well or doing, good enough. And that's what I hope is going to happen on Switch. I hope some of the smaller IPs will show up from Nintendo, and some of the staples that we haven't gotten. Now, you have things like Kid Icarus. I've seen somebody during the Juices Loose podcast, I can't remember who that was, that brought Kid Icarus up. Yeah, it's time for Kid Icarus. The install base is pretty nice on Switch. And it's only growing. It's going to be crazy after the holidays is over, because Switch is going to do even better this month. December, and it's just going to be a better install base. So some of those smaller games that may not sell as well, some of those first-party titles, even like a Chibi Robo, that would be nice to show up in 2020. Like I said, because that is the year you kind of spread your wings a little bit on your console, and you really start getting some nice software. Some of those staples. I would love to see Star Fox in some way. I'm going to guess after Star Fox Zero didn't do well at all, that Nintendo took something from that, but they really shouldn't, because that game wasn't there. I didn't mind the control scheme, but it was definitely polarizing, and Star Fox just hasn't evolved in any way. When they can't come up with something, they kind of go back to Star Fox 64, which is, most people see as the pinnacle of the series. And that's what Star Fox Zero was. It was basically a reimagining of Star Fox 64. But Star Fox needs to expand. And I'm not going to go too much into this, because this is a whole video in itself. But yeah, I would like to see that happen. If it wasn't for kind of the weird development cycle with Metroid Prime 4, I think 2020 would have been probably the year it came out. I was speculating end of 2019, and that could have still been a possibility, but early 2020, first quarter, first half 2020 would have been a nice spot for it too. That's likely not going to happen, but Metroid, is a much beloved franchise, but it doesn't sell nearly as well as, the noise you hear around it. I love it. A lot of Nintendo fans love it, but it doesn't sell, nearly as much as a Mario or Zelda. Which is kind of understandable, because it's not as what do you call it? New entry, new gamer to the series, new to the series friendly. And I hope that doesn't change. I just don't want it to be, watered down or whatever, to try to chase a broader audience. And I don't think it will be, as long as Tanabe has anything to do with it. So. I want stuff like that. Like I said, Chibi Robo would be great to see. What else? Kid Icarus, as I said. Some of Nintendo's, other franchises we haven't seen in a while. F-Zero, obviously. Punch-Out. Stuff like that would be, I think supremely welcomed on the Switch at this point, especially since Smash Brothers has done so well, Smash Brothers Ultimate, and a lot of people, this might be their first introduction to a lot of these characters, and why not bring some of these games out, with these characters that people know about, like Captain Falcon, and obviously Kid Icarus, like I said, Star Fox. Some of these people who jumped on Ultimate, or who've played other Smash games even, haven't played Star Fox, because Star Fox is another series that, outside of Star Fox 64, hasn't really done all that great. Well, Star Fox, the original, did really well on Super Nintendo, but after Star Fox 64, as I'm trying to say, hasn't really done that well. So, Wave Race. Wave Race, with those water physics, with an HD, that's all you need. And I know Nintendo struggles and thinks, you have to have something new, or overtly gimmicky, or something crazy, gameplay wise, mechanic wise, to bring these games back. But you don't need them. Nintendo fans have said, countless times, we just want the game, like, in HD. A lot of this stuff we'd be happy to play in HD. And Nintendo, you would think, or any company would realize this, especially at this point where all you got to do is throw HD on something, HD trilogy or something, HD remaster on the package, and people will play and buy all these old games again. So for Nintendo to think they have to do something crazy as far as the gameplay mechanics of a racing game, especially, like, it's a racing game, there's not a whole lot you're going to add to it, especially if it's like a futuristic racer. There's nothing you really can add to. There's nothing you can add to F-Zero. Maybe give it a story mode. Give it a really get into the characters more. People would like to learn more about these pretty quirky characters that are in the game. And you can give it a story mode and give it, you know, do a Diddy Kong racing type of situation with it, you know. That would be cool. That would be enough. And HD it. And, you know, the games are always gorgeous. F-Zero GX is still a very beautiful game on GameCube. So that's all fans want. Same with Wave Race. You know, you don't even have to get the license. I mean, I know maybe that might be a hurdle, you know, getting the Kawasaki license or whatever jet ski license. We don't care. We don't care about that. I mean, that was cool and all, but we cared about how the game played and how the watercraft, you know, interacted with the water physics. That was the main draw to that game, and they were gorgeous games on the N64 and the GameCube one. Gorgeous. So that's all you need. You know, I think this is the time. It's ripe for us to get these types of games, these kind of lesser you know, franchises that Nintendo has. I can't really think of all of them. I thought of a bunch of them before I hit record, but right now I can't exactly remember the ones I wouldn't mind seeing again. You know, obviously Star Tropics is one, but there's you know, Star Tropics is a kind of modern Zelda game, Zelda clone, and there's a lot of those, so maybe they wouldn't go that route. But you know, something, you know, some of those characters, make games for some of those characters. Even something like Duck Hunt Dog. Like, there's no Banjo-Kazooie right now. I would love to see a platformer based around Duck Hunt and Dog, because if you look at something even like Super Lucky's Tale, Super Lucky's Tale isn't like a fully 3D type of game, but you know, if you had Duck Hunt in that situation, to where, you know, you can even implement, you know, some of the, you know, tried and true Duck Hunt stuff, which is the shooting stuff. Like, make that part of the gameplay. Like, I can come up with 1,000 ideas for a Duck Hunt, a Duck Hunt Duo platforming game. Like right now, like I can come up with 1,000, and it would be fantastic. So I hope Nintendo isn't kind of resting on their sails and aren't afraid to experiment. Yeah, we got stuff like Labo. We have stuff like even Wii Fit Adventure. Not Wii Fit Adventure. Ring Fit Adventure. We have that stuff, and that's very experimental and cool and different. But I want to see them do that with their, you know, their IPs, their established IPs, and come up with, you know, cool new games. You know, you don't need a huge team for a game like Duck Hunt Duo or even Kid Icarus. Most fans would be happy with just a port of the 3DS game, because it would feel new because of the controls. Like, the controls, again, was a thing that was very polarizing. People loved the game. The game is fantastic, but I could see where, you know, a lot of people didn't like the controls. It was a little weird to play that game on 3DS. But, you know, just bring that game over, beautify it in HD, and you know, clean it up. And a lot of people would be very happy with that, and definitely bring over the multiplayer stuff, because that would be really fun. That multiplayer on Kid Icarus Uprising is a lot of fun, and it's varied and is really cool. So yeah, Nintendo, like, spread your wings a little bit. Let these games fly. Don't sit back. You know, I know there's stuff coming. Obviously, Animal Crossing is great. I'm super looking forward to that. But I hope they don't do the whole disjointed, you know, sparse kind of early in the year, and then like crazy releases at the end. Let's figure this stuff out. Let's spread these games out. These games will sell regardless when you put them out. And we're running out of Wii U ports, so I would like to see new games in the first part of the year. And that would be great. So, fingers crossed. Hopefully 2020 will bring that. Now I'm going to be giving my year review more in depth, like games I'm very happy with, that I liked in 2019 for the Switch, and other systems, but mostly Switch games. And you know, looking forward to the future, like I'm doing in this video. So, and maybe, you know, I think we're gonna do some other stuff with Juices Loose, where we're gonna like do a decade in review type of thing and look at consoles, and maybe I'll do that too. What was standing out this past decade. So stay tuned for that, guys, and let me know in the comments below how you felt, or how you feel about 2020. Are you excited? Do you think these are some good ideas? Bring these games to the Switch? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you as always for watching and listening, and see you fools next time. Peace out.